So I was thinking of this cute idea, and so far I haven't seen anyone else with these. Remember those candies that came in fun colors and shapes called Allsorts licorice? Well, instead of lacquering the actual candies like I always said I was going to do but never really had time or commitment, I'm just going to show you how you can make them out of felt. So this is how you do it. Well, you could just take some felt and cut it into 1 inch by 1 inch squares, so two together, then alternate colors, sew them all together, and then get some more colors like orange and yellow along with your white ones and make some more. Or if you can't get into my mind and understand what I'm saying right now, I'll just show you step by step. Make a template of what color your licorice is going to be. This one called the sequence yellow, black, white, black, yellow. Y2 means a 2-inch strip of yellow. B2 means a 2-inch strip of black, and W2 is what you need to do your taxes. And a 2-inch strip of white. Mind you, all these pieces should be 1 inch wide. Only the length changes. Lay out your strips after cutting them because it makes for less confusion later. This step applies only to what's in slots 2, 3, and 4. Fold each strip in half and sew through their middles where you see the X's. This will keep them from getting too puffy. Now put these 3 tiers together like a cake. Yum! And do an up and down stitch like so. Next, fold the 2 yellows in half and shish kebab them evenly to both sides of the black. Sew another up and down stitch in yellow thread. A good point to tell this story. So I went to the store to buy felt just because I knew I'd think of something super genius to do with it, but then when I sat down to do this project, I realized it would be pretty nice to have exactly matching thread. So if my mom didn't collect a veritable smorgasbord of sewing notions, I'd have been stuck for sure. And yes, I said if'n. Moving on, add a small key ring or a jump ring to the corner of your licorice, and there you go. How cute you are. This is another raw edge one I made, but it's designed to look like a fruit Allsort. Sequence orange, red, white, red, orange. Yum yum. So let's try a sewn edge licorice. I kind of prefer these because they don't have to be trimmed and just add to the homemade nature of the little lovelies. This template is the only 3-tier licorice I made. I don't know, it just wasn't enough of a challenge afterward. It calls for tan, black, and white. Notice how this time you'll need 3 inches of tan and 3 inches of white with the 2 inches of black. Otherwise, it will just lack substance. Slot 2 will be sewn like this, through the center where the X is, and whip stitched all around the edges. All the edges of the next licorice you see will be whip stitched. It's just, I don't know, I like it. Moving on. Next, fold slot 1 so it looks like this. It'll end up 1 inch by 1 inch, but one side will be closed with a double thickness of felt, one side will be closed with a triple thickness of felt, and 2 sides will be open but with 3 layers. So whip stitch all the way around so you can close them all up, and do the same for slot 3. Before we go ahead, I just want to say that it's probably a good idea if you use a thimble. And if you don't have one, then you should get one because somehow you will never know where the needle is going to go next. Really, you won't. Shish kebab these tiers together again evenly and do an up and down stitch. This is where you'll need to be patient because with 2 different color felts, one of your sides will require invisible stitching. The stitches on my tan side had to be big enough to hold the tan down, but small enough to not show white thread through the felt. Tricky, tricky. Add a key ring and hopefully you'll end up with something like this. Okay, this one is awful to do, I'll admit, but I had to try it because a bag of all sorts is no fun without the checkerboard piece. I had to patch it together in my mind overnight to figure out how to make it. Fold an inch square of white felt like this, then whip stitch the edges all the way around. You'll have a lovely little pillow of fun like this. And I made so many because I thought I'd need 6 white and 6 black to accomplish the piece, but if you scrunch it between your fingers like this, you'll get a thicker pillow and you can sew 2 and 2 together. Ta-da! Like that. Okay, calm down. It makes sense in my mind how to do it, but I'll show you an easier way. Can we pull up the diagram, please? So each of these blocks represent a stack of 4 1/2-inch by 1 inch strips of felt. These mean the white felt, and these mean the black. Sew them together top to bottom using invisible stitches. Do this tightly because the next stitches will need the strength of that bond. Now sew the double stacks together side by side by stitching between the actual layers of felt, weaving around the vertical stitches. Add a key ring to the center connection, and if all goes well, this will appear in the palm of your hand. Hopefully. Now the fun ones. Curl a 2 by 1 inch strip of black into a cylinder. Where it ends, add a 3 by 1 inch strip of orange and wrap that around. The edge should land at the place it began. Whip stitch it in matching thread to seal the edge, adding a key ring. Now I know I said orange, but unfortunately all sorts don't come in this color combination in this shape. It was the first one that I made, and I wasn't really paying attention. But they do come in yellow and black, black and white, and yellow and red for fruit all sorts. Boy! So there you go. They're really adorable, and you can put them on your cell phone, a key ring, a zipper, a lanyard. I only wish I bought pink felt, but there's always next time.